Welcome back, guys. My name is Easy, and I'm here with
Edonmaxy.
Edonmaxy.
Yeah.
So we're here today to talk about, life, relationships, and things like that. I'd like to ask you, Edonmaxy, what's your ideal type of girl, though?
To be honest, I'm a simple person. At least, I don't mind from 160 upward. Has to be taller than. I don't mind if you're taller than me. I don't mind skinny. I don't mind if you get small meat,
Mm-hmm.
but at least get something we grab for back.
Mm-hmm.
Not like I'm not saying have your bogus one day. But I mean, just make sure whatever your shape, the body type you have, make sure something reflect behind there.
Mm.
And you see, have brain. That is very, very important.
Yeah.
Brain and have the fear of God. I'm a Christian. I love a woman who would go to church with me. I love a woman who would love God, respect God, who have passion for serving God. I'm supposed to start with that, but I need to tell you the truth. When we walk on the road, I think the first thing you see is the beauty. It's the beauty that attracts a man first, and it's the character that keeps a man. So thank you.
Oh, wow. That's nice. That's wholesome.
Yeah, yes.
For me, I just feel like I like a girl that we can actually vibe, that we can actually have fun together and we can vibe because it's easy to say, but it's very hard in the relationship. I just realized that in relationship, it might be whatever how it is in the first place, in the
Yeah,
first times, but most of the time, people just kind of like drift apart because maybe they are kind of like different people,
yeah.
and sometimes you don't really figure it out until you're already inside that
When
relationship.
you're deep
So
inside.
now that I'm grown, I know better to just these days I kind of don't want to rush into anything because if you don't really know this person and maybe you guys just had a very nice moment or you guys met during the good times and things like that, you might just get carried away and just find yourself
A place you're not supposed to
inside it
be.
like very quickly.
Yeah.
And then you still have to know the person, and maybe 2, 3, 4 months down the line you start to you just start to occur to you start to dawn on you that oh shit, like we might not
Be compatible.
be that compatible, and it's just nerve wracking sometimes, it's nerve wracking. It could be kind of really disappointing. So for me now, it's just the vibe. I want to be with a lady that, we can have a conversation, we can vibe, we can laugh, play, and things like that.
Okay. So
Yeah. So what do you think is like an ideal first date?
me,
Yeah.
I do first date. I'm traditional. I'm very, very local African boy.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I don't mind walking by the beach, getting to know each other, just buying something small, something cheap,
Mm-hmm.
maybe ice cream or something if it's winter, if it's summer. But if it's winter, when we can't do those walking,
Mm-hmm.
we could go to a restaurant and, just, I'm a simple person.
Mm.
I'm a simple person, but it doesn't mean we can't go to a restaurant to, have dinners. But I love things simple. If you go spend money now, after you have spent a lot on that now, you are not compatible.
I
No, but I'm
mean,
joking. I'm joking,
I
but
mean, but that's a fair point, though.
it's not
Actually.
fair. It's not fair. It's not fair, man. It's not fair. But the thing is, I love it simple. I, I'm not that super romantic. Yeah, so let me just be honest. So I just feel, let's take it simple, and that's me. You?
Oh, for me, I just like to anything. For me, pretty much anything works. Anything goes. To be honest, to be honest, I'm not really big into like, planning things myself. Like, I don't know where the best spots are or anything like that. I can figure it out with you when we are, you can show me places, but for me, anywhere works. It could be my place, it could be your place, it could be a coffee shop, it could
Mm.
be pretty much could be anywhere for
That's
me.
more
I
like
don't I don't really mind. I don't really care, but girls actually care.
yeah,
They do care,
yeah.
you know, and you want to make sure that you're on time as well. You want to make sure that you're on time because you don't want her to get there before you and have to wait for you. That's kind of like a
Um,
minus point.
mm,
Girls are really like detailed oriented. Like the
I
little
beg
things matter
you,
to them.
whoa, little things. Whoa. See,
So.
you are saying a lady is gonna say because you came late to a date,
Mhm.
you became a red flag automatically.
I mean, it's not even just about that. It's about, the type of lady. Some can be very impatient. Some can she can actually get mad. It can affect the whole date. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
it can
That's not true
affect
though.
our mood. It can affect, and if the date doesn't go well,
Mm-hmm.
it might just be a waste of your time.
Okay.
And if you give her like a bad impression, you don't want to give,
Yeah, a bad
apart
impression.
from even girls, you just don't want to.
I get you. I have a question. I have
Yeah.
a question. What would you do if you go out on a date with a lady
Hmm.
and she comes with her friend? Let's say you're going to a restaurant and
Hmm.
she comes with like three, four friends
Hmm.
to eat
Hmm.
in your name. What would you do?
I mean, that would be very funny, to be honest. That would be very. I'd like to think that um, I'd just like to think that happened on accident. I like to give people benefit of that, but if that's like what she really does, that's what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really make sense. I don't think the first time I might
Let it slide.
let it
I
slide,
would
but
never let it
but
slide.
I wouldn't.
I would
I don't
never
think
let it
I
slide.
don't think I would take that type of girl like seriously. That's just me.
Mm.
Because if we're having a date and maybe I don't know whatever led up on to that point, but if you didn't have this conversation with me and you just showed up with your friend, uh, uh, you know. Maybe you showed up and you're apologizing. Oh, my friend doesn't have a place to be, or I saw her by accident. But if it's that's what you do, I can't even take it seriously. I don't even have time for that. I'll probably just eat my food, be on my way and
Will you
just.
pay for their food?
I mean, if I can afford it, why not? And
Um,
but at the back of my mind, I'm just gonna have it that, oh yeah.
man, listen, if I could afford it or not, I will not stay for that date. That is me. I'm not sorry to say it. You may not like it, but I will not stay for that date. I will never stay for such a date. That is one.
Mhm.
So I have another question. Can you date a lady who has a male bestie? Like very tight bestie, those Nigerian bestie, bestie, bestie. Can you date such lady?
Nah, I wouldn't do that
Why?
because um I just feel that, at the end of the day,
Hmm.
it's a guy, it's a girl, you
Yeah.
know, it can always go sideways.
Sideways, like
It
what?
can
What do you
always,
mean?
yeah, 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 it's just how it sounds, how I said it. Because it's a guy, it's a girl,
Yeah.
and if they're best friends, they're probably maybe they probably met before you even met her, before you made her your girlfriend or something.
Yeah. Hmm.
And it might be deeper than that. Usually it's deeper than, judging from me being a guy. I know that, sometimes when I have female bed, sometimes, at some point, maybe they are able to work it out being friends for a long time, but I can bet you that at some point
They
feelings,
smushed.
even if they didn't smoosh or whatever, at some point feelings were involved. Someone at some point someone caught feelings.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
And so it's just I I don't know, maybe because I'm getting older now, there are some things I don't even want to deal with. I don't want to be in the mix. So you know best friend, soulmate, I'm just gonna let you guys do your thing, basically. Yeah, no, no,
The
no,
thing is, I would never do it. I would never do it.
no,
I would
no.
never do it. You can have female friends.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
What if like the best friend is like gay? It's a
No,
gay guy.
I will not date such a girl.
Mm.
I'm not sorry to say it. I'm not sorry to say it. I'm straight. In fact, I'm a million percent straight.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
And if I have a girlfriend,
mhm.
eh, who has a gay friend, I'm putting myself in a bad position. I'm not homophobic, to be honest. I'm not homophobic, but I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. So I have some rules, some way of life. I have some ways that I shouldn't live. I have some things that I should not do. If you're gay, it's your choice. You can do whatever you want. We can say hello, hi. But my girlfriend should have a bestie, very close friend that I would hardly not see in, let's say, with her like 3-4 times in a month.
Mhm.
I don't think the relationship would work. I really doubt if it would work.
Me, I will also say no, I wouldn't be in that relationship, but just because for me, no matter, it's not even about being a guy or gay or straight, or even if it's another girl best friend. I'm not the type of person that I really want, you know, a lot of people talking into my girl's ears.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very careful with that. And, like if this is a best friend thing, to forget about who it might be, but many times these people do have an influence on your girl,
Yeah.
So, for me to be able to condone that, I'd have to be convinced that my girl is very independent with her thoughts. Like
Yeah.
she's someone that, is not really easily influenced by what people say, because people are gonna talk, especially if it's a best friend,
Yeah.
it's
They're
it's
gonna
it's
share. They're
it's
gonna
some it's
share thing.
something that is the advice is gonna mean a lot to my girl. And what if it's not like good advice? What if it's just, so the fact that, that kind of person can actually have
Big
uh,
influence on her.
big influence and great power to affect my relationship with my girlfriend,
Mm.
to the point of be the it can turn relationship sour, if
Yeah.
your girl is getting like bad advice and she's convinced, and or someone is in her ears telling her stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
What
for
you're saying.
all those drama, for all these reasons, I'd rather just not,
So what you're saying, I have someone who is in that position. He was married to
yeah,
somebody,
yeah.
and this lady has a lesbian friend.
Mm-hmm.
And this lesbian friend, oh my God, goes everywhere with the wife. They go to club, they drink around.
Mm-hmm.
They they don't have plans for the future. They only go around drinking, go to club 3 times a week, go to club 4 times a week. That this guy became really fed up that they need to part ways.
Yeah.
What you said now, I never thought of it, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's just
it gets sketchy sometimes.
it
Like,
does.
sometimes it's just sketchy. If they don't like you, if your girl happen to be in a friend group that the friend group doesn't like you, or maybe as a friend group they were moving in a type of way before, but
Mm,
now that you're dating one of them, now maybe she's not going out as much as she used to, or she's
yeah.
not. socializing with them as she used to. She's not calling them as it might be a problem for them. And maybe when you have issues with your girl, they just
Take
find a way to like penetrate. And
yeah.
so I don't really like to even deal with someone who sees or knows or speak to like a lot of people. I just rather save myself that drama,
You know,
because at the end of the day, they just go out there, listen to the advice, either good or bad. They just come at you with it,
yeah.
and then you just be like, "Where is all this coming
Coming
from?
from,
Like,
I'm
what's
telling
what's going on?" So, so it's just too many people talking to. So that's why you have to be with someone that really understands, that really sees things, that can separate a personal life from, and that can manage what she hears outside to like
what happens inside.
what happens inside. And it's very hard, it's difficult.
It's really
you
hard.
you would you
See,
would barely see.
this guy I'm telling you about, he said something before. He said his wife's friend,
Hmm.
the lesbian friend, asked them,
Hmm.
"Are you going to tell me you have not cheated on my friend before?"
Yeah, so.
Which she's totally out of place to ask such a question.
Mhm.
Totally out of place. So,
Yeah.
which means something is fishy. Something was fishy. But but for me, I wouldn't. To be honest, I would never.
But at the end of the day, do you think your partner should have friends? You can't say she can't have
Yeah, she
friends.
can have friends. If
She
you have a
can, of
partner, she
course,
can have
have
friends.
friends, but where is it like there's a limit to it, or, and if you think there's a limit to it, where is the limit?
The Bible. When I'm a Christian, the Bible says, okay, let's put Bible aside. There's a saying that show me your friend, and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah.
If your friend is alcoholic, you have 80% chances of becoming one.
Mm-hmm.
Although, okay, in Yoruba land, they said there's something they said that if a cow should walk with a dog, it's gonna eat shit.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But if your friends are alcoholic, there's a big chances of you becoming one. If your friends are smokers who smoke weed or drug addicts,
Mm-hmm.
you have chances of doing it because this is the group you work in.
Mm-hmm.
You get influenced by all these things, by mistakenly things happens.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't say your woman can't have a friend. Your partner should have friends, but they need to pick their friends right. That's the
Right.
only thing me I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Pick your friends right. I have friends too. I have friends. 80% of my friends are from the church. 80% K. Yeah, 80% of my friends are from the church. Are people I know have the same mentality like me. They go to church, they love God, they serve God. They are not, they're hardworking. They're not lazy people.
Mm-hmm.
These are the kind of friends I have. They're not even Yahoo. Even the ones that don't go to church. I have one. He's a Jehovah Witness. If you see this video, it's going to swear for me. He's a Jehovah Witness, but he loves God. You understand? He loves God. He respects God. These are the kind of people I make my friends. So if I want to have a woman, I would love a woman who would have that mentality of, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of life that I want.
Mm-hmm.
Or pick her friends right, even if they are not God fearing, but they shouldn't be too much into the world. So that is it.
Hmm. But so what are the things that you think is really affecting relationships of today? Like, because as far as I know,
Hmm.
it's it can be a mess. I feel like,
It couldn't be a mess, man. It's a mess.
I mean,
It's a mess. Don't miss
so
it.
so
It's a mess. Relationship
so
of these days
what
is
do you
mess.
think what do you think is really happening, and what do you think why you think it's like that?
But I cannot tell you why, man.
It's
One
just.
and another problem is there's a lot of problems.
Mhm.
Women want to be men. Women want to rule. Women want to lead. Women want this. They want that. They want independence. They okay. They want. They just want everything to the extent that they want to take the right of a man.
Mm.
Which is the problem? This is the problem we're getting from these leftists. This is the problem we're facing. They are making it everything look like, oh, men are depriving women of the right to do things.
Mhm.
the women have the right now, but women wants to overtake and overthrow men, that's the problem we're facing. That is why it is hard for relationships to last now. If you can't find a traditional woman who has this mentality of, oh, I'm a traditional woman, I'm gonna stick with my man, I'm gonna do this with my man, I'm gonna do that,
Mm-hmm.
you can't get a good relationship. It's not bad if a woman works.
Mm-hmm.
I love it when a woman works. But there are women out there who would say, no, my man work,
Mm-hmm.
I do the house chores.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. But you hardly find them now. You hardly find them. So that's the problem of the world. The world is just upside down.
Yeah, but with the way things are going, where you think is going to end up? Because I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our generations were the ones who started. Facebook started with us. Social media started with us. Um, Instagram, everything was just coming back to back. So we are being really exposed
Yeah.
to, so where do you think it's gonna, because the way me I see it as, these things started with us,
Yeah.
and our generation now, when that thing started, I remember when Facebook started, maybe I was in maybe secondary school, primary school, I don't, yeah, something like that.
Mm.
But I feel that it's going somewhere, because at the end of the day, now my people, my peers and things like that, we are getting married. Some are having kids now and things like that. So this whole thing now, where do you think is leading to?
Well, it depends.
Like people who experience, like our generation, that this thing started with this whole social media. Because believe it or not, I feel like social media and this whole technology thing has played a big role
In
in
the
this,
life,
in our lives. It's not the same as the last generation who did not have it.
social media did not play any bad.
Exactly,
It didn't play
exactly.
any bad influence.
So the way relationship were back then, when there
Yeah.
was no when there was not a way to like
Communicate.
come be here in Cyprus, and then you're texting someone in US, and so of course, but this thing like kind of like really started with us. So and I feel that now that we're growing
Mm-hmm.
older, we're getting married, I feel like it's going somewhere. It's gonna end up somewhere. So where do you see it heading to?
I don't see it heading to anywhere good.
Mm,
That's one. So he still did not do anything bad to us. Social media did not do something bad to us.
mhm,
It's like when they say money change people. Money doesn't change people. People change themselves.
mhm,
This social media doesn't change people. If you are bad,
mhm,
your bad attitude shows at a point in life.
mhm,
So it's not social media, it's just people. People have personal problem. There are people out there
mhm,
who are pushing out bad narratives.
mhm,
And there are some people whose brain are small enough to accept those narratives. And
mhm.
that's the problem we're facing now. Social media is good, it has advantages, it has disadvantages.
Yeah.
But if it's with the way things are going,
Mhm.
I can't say social media is gonna do us any bad. It's us that is doing bad to ourselves.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
For me, I just feel like it makes people feel like there is endless options.
Okay.
I just feel that because the outreach on social media is so much, and how far you can reach people and things like that. I just feel like it creates like this delusional perspective that there are a lot of options,
Yeah, that's
and
something.
and I feel that when you feel like this, you wouldn't want to settle.
Like I saw something on Facebook yesterday. A lady made out with 100 men in 24 hours,
Yeah.
and she was crying.
So like they say, like human wants are like insatiable. So
24.
so when imagine when you feel like your options are endless, I feel like it's very hard to settle. We were in a very like crazy situation. You know, when you feel okay, for example, social media gives you like access. It doesn't really even give you access to all these people. It's like make believe. It makes you believe that you have access to like, let's say you have 100K followers. It makes you believe that you have
Access
access
to
to
them.
100K people, and then when you go on a date, and maybe this guy doesn't come on time,
You get mad.
you're mad at this guy. Do you know how many people are in my DMs?
That I waited for you.
Yeah. So you just want to change that, but the next person you're changing to, there's always gonna be something.
Mm.
But then you also feel that. Do you know how many? I have 100K followers. Do you know how many people are dying
To be with
to
me.
be with me? And then you just would just find yourself here. Like you are gonna exhaust yourself and scatter your energy everywhere.
So they can't exhaust themselves. If
So,
someone can make out with 100 men in 24 hours, they can't exhaust.
I
Even as a
mean,
man. The men, we get exhaust. I mean,
so I just feel that, that's one thing that, people don't want to settle anymore. But why would they actually? It's your choice. If you feel that, you have 100K followers, and
you don't want to
you
settle
you
down.
you shouldn't settle for someone who was late to the date, or you shouldn't settle for someone because
He has
it
less followers.
or you shouldn't settle for someone because he doesn't want to give you what you want, and then you want to settle for someone that gives you what you want. But nobody's 100%. In America now, this is how crazy social media and this is our technology and being woke generation now is in America now. Do you know people people date like two, three people?
At once.
Yeah, a lady can decide that, okay, now I'm dating this guy,
Hmm.
but my emotional needs are not very met.
Yeah, so she needs to add another guy.
So she will add a girl.
Okay, go. Okay.
Because girls, their emotional wavelengths can match. So she can be like, yeah, I'm dating this guy, and we do what we do, but then it doesn't really catch up with me like emotionally. I still have emotional needs,
Yeah,
and
so
that's why
she
I'm
will now
dating this other person as well.
to do that
And
one. Okay.
I just
I don't want to go too much into that.
I
See,
just
anything that has to do much with lefties, I just leave it at left.
it's
Let's leave it
just
there
it's
with
just
them.
like, yeah. So social media is crazy. I just feel like it makes you feel like
Social
if you
media
if
is
you if you, if
convenience.
you have a lot if
Social
you have a
media is
little
not doing
buzz.
anything. You need to understand this. We are the problem. Social media did not make a lady g- make out with 100 men. Guinness Book of Record was in that event. These are people organize Guinness
Yeah,
Book of Record.
yeah.
Any sensible father or mother will not put such in the competition. 100 men in 24 hours. It's barbaric. It's absurd. It's crazy to the ears. So it's just the lefties bullshit. That's what is happening here. So let's leave social media off this conversation, because for me, social media is not damaging anything. We are the problem. You are the problem. I am the problem. We are all the problem. I was seeing something on Facebook this evening. They were asking Johnny Sins how many
Girls,
no, how many what's his body
body
count?
count,
He
yeah.
said 2005 plus. He
2500.
can't even remember.
Yeah.
You don't tell me that's social media. That is Johnny. Johnny is the one committing his sins with his corona allergy.
Fair enough.
It's not
Fair
social
enough.
media. It's us.
So what do you think we can do now
What
to
we can do,
make
work on ourselves.
make it better? Work on ourselves.
Ourselves.
In what way?
The only thing we need is us.
Mm-hmm.
The only person we need is us. We work on ourselves. We make good decisions. We eat good food. Eat
Mm-hmm.
healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Make good choices. Okay, I wanna be good. Be good. We are the problem. Social media is not the problem. Social media is giving us, these people are feeding us what we want. Okay. What they see that is our body, our system is using. They see that people, the world is evolving. That's what they are giving us. But if we work on ourselves and we're doing better, to give us something better. Look at women, not women, people who go to who work out after their body's fat is too much. I ask myself this question: what were you looking at when this thing was coming up? People don't just go from 0 to 100. They go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you see that you're at 50, take a step. Don't get to 18 and say, oh, and now you're not working, you can't eat. We need to work on ourselves. We are the change. Social media can't do any change for us. We have to be the change.
Ready to change, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So, guys, you've heard from the Don himself.
Don't mind him, I'm not done now. You heard from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, you've heard from the horse's mouth, and so, well, I think it's right for the most part. We just have to work on ourselves, and hopefully it gets better, because we're gonna have kids now, and let's just hope that we are like the collateral damage, and it starts getting better for us, because we have to what we know, we have to apply them and make sure we make sure that the next generation, we are able to like caution them about the social media thing. We are able to teach them to know better. We are able to like show them how to really do it, because for us, it's just nobody prepared us for it, because it started with
in
us.
our era.
Our parents didn't know how bad it could be or how good it could be.
I opened Facebook for my dad.
Exactly, because it could it has its own good parts. So but me, I'm excited that at least we can tell the generation, we can prepare them for it. And it's even gonna be crazier, because AI is coming. We don't know what AI is really has for us. So yeah, we just have to teach the next generation, make the world a better place, and hopefully.
So thank you very much, guys. Thanks for watching this another wonderful episode.
Thank you, guys.
See you some other time.
See you when we see you.
Yeah.